Hi, this is Pratishtha. I'm a psychology student and a counseling student also. I graduated from psychology, but I'm studying counseling right now. And I wanted to quickly explain what entitlement means. I know this could also be an English lesson, but this is more going to be covered from a psychological perspective. So it's more of a psychology class than an English class. But yeah, if you want to improve your English also, it would help. So, what is entitlement? How do you know you have it? How do you work on it if you do have it? So we're going to look at examples from Thappad and The Dictator, but I'm not really going to be able to show clips for them. I might be inserting some pictures here and there. Also, if you're wondering, just quickly give you a glimpse of my backdrop. This is Blue Raccoon Workshops logo. That's the organization that I run. This is Shinigami Ryuk from the Death Note. This is a painting I made with my mother when I was a kid, and this is my weekly planner. Okay, now that that's addressed, let's get into the actual topic. Entitlement is a concept where people don't really work for themselves. They don't really try to make the most of the situation or take responsibility or accountability for themselves and their actions and their needs and wants. For example, if I'm expecting to wake up and then be having a breakfast ready for me, even though I'm an adult and I'm capable of making my breakfast, and then shouting on my parents and throwing tantrums that why isn't my breakfast ready? Why does nobody in the house care about me? That would be a sense of entitlement. So entitlement can be in loads of forms. For example, I find it entitled when the hero in Thappad is constantly taken care of by his wife. So when his coffee, facet bottle, whatever that is, okay, coffee ka things and his files and everything, his bottle, his jacket, it's everything is going to be taken care of by the wife. So she's waking up early and he is sleeping off. She's waking up early, preparing his food, preparing his tiffin, and then his mother is trying to pamper him. So everyone's pampering him and he's feeling entitled. How do you know? It's basically my life and any of my needs are my responsibility. That's accountability, the opposite of entitlement. When I take responsibility for my feelings, needs, and what I say, what I do, what I don't do, I don't clean my room, it's no one else's fault. I didn't speak nicely, I was rude to somebody, that's on me. It's not necessarily a fault. Maybe I was pissed, maybe I was very hungry and I hadn't had food in 3 hours, maybe I have my periods, whatever. But they're taking responsibility. Doesn't necessarily mean feeling sorry or feeling guilty. It's owning up. Yes, I am late to the meeting and I'm gonna make up for it or not. But then that doesn't mean I'm gonna bend down and just like, I'm so sorry, please forgive me. It's like, yeah, I know I'm late and I'm gonna try to make sure I'm not late next time. So just the accountability of what you do, why you do it or why not, blah, 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 all those things that are part of your identity, the way you dress, what you said to somebody, what you didn't say to somebody, how you reacted to a situation, just being accountable and self-aware. That is the opposite of entitlement. Entitlement comes with feeling like other people owe you something, feeling like someone has to fulfill your needs, and sometimes their demands. Like a diamond necklace isn't a need, it's a demand, it's a want. It's something that someone feels that someone else should be paying my bills. Why doesn't my dad give me enough money to go watch the movie? Why don't you earn the money? Why should someone else be giving you money? In some situations, like when you're 4 years old or when you're a toddler, it's understandable that your parents take care of you. But when I'm 16 and I have a kitchen in my house and I have all the resources, if I'm not cooking and I'm shouting on other people, that's my weakness. That's me not understanding that no one owes me anything. That's the whole idea. But suppose I don't like cooking, that's who I am. As even now, even though I'm 23, even when I was 16, I was doing that. Even now, I'm doing that I don't cook. So as 16-year-old, I didn't like cooking and I wanted food on my table. So I have to be accountable that I am making a fuss even though there is something I can do about it, but I'm choosing not to. So I just have to accept that about myself. And that's where growth can happen. If I admit that, okay, I am expecting something on my plate which I'm not willing to produce, I'm being entitled. But when I say, yeah, that's how it is, now what? I accept it about myself, then I'm not being entitled. Entitlement, acceptance cannot really go together. You're either somebody who's expecting everything to be given to them, or you're someone who's accountable for themselves. Ki, yeah, this is not given to me, now what? Some stories are really sad, like mother's love is a necessity, right? A roof over our heads is a necessity. But the faster you take accountability that no one's gonna fall from heaven to give me a roof over my head. If my mother's love isn't there, it's hurting me so much, and I need to express that, and I need to talk about how much it hurts, and I need to acknowledge it at the same time. What can I do about it? So when you take control in your hand, you are no longer being a victim or you have energy to blame other people, because you are accountable for yourself. I am sad, it's on me. I am happy, it's on me. Yeah, something you did made me sad, but another person could have reacted differently. For example, I see sometimes people are very tolerant. People accept bad behavior. But me, I would have been pissed. If somebody random calls me baby or honey, I would get really pissed. I'm like, I'm a stranger, you're a stranger. Why do you think you can call me baby? So I don't like it. But there's so many people who are okay with it. Baby, dear, honey, these things people are okay with. Like maybe you're okay with your best friend or your mother and your sister calling you dear. I don't want anyone to call me dear. Anyone. So that's my thing. So similarly, if someone hit me, there is Gandhiji who will give the other cheek. There is me who gets super pissed and hits you back. Then there'll be other people who start crying, other people who stop talking, other people who never come back to the event where they got slapped last time. So different people respond differently. If I was angry, it's me. Yes, the situation happened, but the way I reacted is my responsibility. Situation could be really cruel, like child labor. It's really bad. Without my reaction also, it is inhuman. It shouldn't be happening. But the way I reacted is on me. I could have reacted differently. I could have taken that kid and put them into an orphanage to make sure that kid is not doing child labor. But I don't know. Someone else would just watch and walk out. Why did I react the way I do? My responsibility. It's because of who I am, how I was raised, what I learned growing up, what I saw, what I picked up from my environment, what my parents taught me, what my peers do. There's a million things a human being can be influenced by, but it's important to remember that it's ultimately me. It's me. So the moment you start taking accountability for your situations, you can work through entitlement, even if you already are.